Hello again, Suzanne here, your angel intuitive, spiritual guidance counselor, and intimacy intuitive. Don't know why I do that. I can't stop it. I tried to stop it. So, fun ones again. Oh, natural, and little G-Dog is here, hanging out on my beach. Hanging out on my beach. You want to come get on camera, Bubba? You want to get on camera? Come here. Hold that thought. There we go. Come here, little Bubba. Oh. This is G-Dog. This is G-Dog. This is the cat that thinks he's a dog. This is Guinness. He's the one in the videos too that has the, okay, enough of that. That has the, he's playing with my hair tie. So, okay, now I gotta reach it back over here because my pile fell over. Okay. So, yes, I'm so professional. Holy crap. Okay, so we are working with The Answer is Simple deck, once again, by Sonia Choquette. Oh, look, you can see my ring light in there. What? Focus is better. And that's G-Dog talking to us. So we're going to do a little shuffle. And I want you to pick from pile number 1, or card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3. Are you ready? Yay! All right, are we set? Yay! All right, ready? Card number uno, 1-0. And G-Dog wants out. He's stuck. All right. So those who chose card number 1, and if you picked a combo, that's good too, because they usually kind of work together. So let's see where this goes. Card number 1, invest in your spirit. Oh. Come on, focus. There we go. Invest in your spirit. See the little planting. I heard a quote the other day that I absolutely loved, and it is, and I'll hold this up here while you say it. Someone made the comment, it's like, you know, when they're trying to bury us, in other words, when people are taking advantage of us or trying to keep us down, when they're trying to bury us, they forget that we're a seed and we sprout and take root. Isn't that great? So with that, the fact that they brought that in, it's still hot in here too. Knowing that nothing can keep us. If you invest in your spirit, invest in your soul. In other words, not just doing what we know is right, know is correct, what feels good, what's going to help others, what's going to help others prosper as well as help us prosper. When we do that, when we're investing in ourselves and in our soul and our spirit and our connection to Source, to God, we grow. We grow. We start here, and nothing can keep us down. People can try to bury us. People can try to keep us down, but what happens? We grow stronger. We grow roots. We grow our flowers. We bloom. We bloom. Because when we break through that soil, you know, when we break out of our little seedling shell and we come out and we face the sunlight, right? We grow. We grow and we get bigger and bigger and we get stronger. So for those of you who chose this card, think about in life where you're not investing in your spirit, not just in your work. You know, a lot of people work a job because it pays well, so they can invest in stocks and whatever, and in more toys and more things. But when we invest in our soul, everything shifts. It's like even the finances. Sorry, I picked up the kitty and I got kitty hair now. Sweating, sticking in my kitty hair, sticking in my sweat. Kitty hair mustache. But when we invest in our soul and our spirit, everything is boundless. I mean, we're limitless as we keep going and striving. Even that mundane job can be more exciting, more fulfilling if we're invested in our spirit and we see other purpose in it beyond the paycheck, beyond paying the bills or whatever. It's like when we invest in our soul, we grow. We grow more. Card number 1. Card number 2. This is cute. Whatever you're working on this week, take bite-sized steps. Little baby steps. Baby steps. See the little lone penguin? Because penguins take their little tiny baby steps. Bite-sized steps. One tiny little step at a time. It's, just like ingesting our food, one bite at a time, one little chew at a time. We can't get anywhere without taking one step at a time. We can't be expected to run and jump and leap all the time. So many people I know are pushing and pushing and pushing themselves to get so much done because they've got this huge list of accomplishments or chores or to-dos, whatever. And it's like, oh my God, I gotta get this done, otherwise the list is just gonna keep getting longer. My answer is always, so what if it does? It's not going anywhere. You get to it when you get to it. Because most of you know, or most of you out there have these days where you don't want to do anything, where you're not as motivated, and then you have these days where you get these wild bursts of energy where you can just get everything done because you're so motivated. And then there are those times where it's like, well, I can do this much, and then I need a break, and then I'll do one more thing. Or we procrastinate a lot, like some people, I know, myself. Because I used to push and push and push, and it really didn't get me any further. I mean, I got a few things done, but then I was so tired I couldn't do anything for a while. So it's learning to balance the energy too, and that's the thing. It's the whole slow and steady wins the race, the whole tortoise and the hare thing. You take your time, you pace yourself, plan it out that way, and one thing at a time. If one thing is easier, that's at the bottom of the list instead of the top, do that. Then you feel, do the easy stuff first. And then you feel like you've really accomplished something, and then that will give you the motivation to get more accomplished, to work, to push through a little bit. I don't want to say to push yourself and overwhelm yourself and exhaust yourself, but just to push through. Okay? So baby steps, bite-sized steps. Okay, card number 3. This is interesting. I'm just realizing the numbers. 2 9s and a 1. Interesting. We'll get to that. So card number 3. My favorite. Step away from the crowd, people. Boy, this is appropriate these days. Is that zooming? Can we get that? Getting too much glare. Sorry guys. There we go. Step away from the crowd. Those of you who know me. This is me. Look, I'm going the other way too. Wherever you guys are going, I'm going over here. So for you, those of you who chose this card for this week, if you feel like you're being forced to do something, again, see how they kind of go, baby steps, they all kind of go together, right? For those of you who feel like you're being forced to do something because the crowd is doing it, everybody else is doing it, everybody else is jumping off the bridge, remind yourself, you don't have to do everything that everybody else does. And even if there is something that needs to be done that everyone else is doing, or your group or your team or whatever, it's like, remember, you don't have to do it the same way. You can put your spin on it. You can put your creativity on it. You can put your own personal stamp on it. But also think about the situation in that, question this, is it right for you? Just because it's right for everybody else, or so they think, does that mean it's right for you? You're not everybody else. You're your own person. You're your own soul. You're a separate being. You have your own path. You have your own goals and dreams and priorities. You have your own abilities. You have your own thoughts, hopefully, and you're using them. You have your own purpose. And we all have a purpose just for being here. If you've seen that video, you know I talk about that fairly often, but I know I've done a couple on that specifically. But our purpose, just the fact that we exist is a purpose, right? So many people are always looking for that purpose. What's my purpose? Am I serving my purpose? You exist. So just by existing, you're doing it. We don't have to follow what everybody else is doing. We don't have to do it the same way. You know what? And if you have to take that step, do it later. You don't have to go with them all at once. You don't have to march in lockstep. You can do it your own way. You can prancercise it as opposed to drudging through. You can skip. Make it a little more fun. You know, just because everyone else is doing it, you don't have to. You can do it your own way. Think about that. So if you do feel like you can't get out of a situation, do it your own way. Okay? But if you can get out, if it doesn't feel right to you, if it doesn't serve your purpose, if it doesn't enrich you and enrich your soul, walk away from the crowd. Find another crowd that's going the same direction. If you feel the need to be surrounded by others, find a crowd that's going the same way you're going. Okay? So think about that this week. There we go. Invest in your spirit by walking away. Invest in your spirit by taking baby steps and walk away from the crowd. Stepping away from the crowd with baby steps. Okay? And have a beautiful, fabulous week.